associated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Your father had Alfred, you have me.
Holy shit, Batman! I've just watched Gotham Knights! And what is my verdict? Absolute garbage, dog doo-doo, feces, anything that's slurpy and chocolatey, rub it all over your face and then chuck it at the producers of this god-awful season 1 only diatribe of a show. It is so utterly ridiculous, I'm gonna have to make this review as pretty short as possible. Well, none of this episode makes the remotest bit of sense. You have these teenagers who are just interested in partying. You find out that Bruce Wayne has an adopted son called Turner Hayden. Turner Haylor? Turner, well, what's his bloody name again? Taylor Sheridan? Oh, I give up. It is such a forgettable generic name. I just give up. Oh my gosh, Turner Hayes. How long did it take us to get to this part of the video? And we've got his best friend, Stephanie. Now, I kind of think she's cute, and not in a creepy way, but she does remind me of Portia Doubleday from Mr. Robot. So her sex appeal, her sassiness, her apparent awesome IT skills kept me glued to this episode. Again, Greg Berlanti has lent his name to this garbage fest of a show. Like in the first 10 minutes, at the bottom of Wayne Towers, we see a suited and booted man dead. There's blood coming out. When the police arrive, who's on the scene? It's Harvey Dent, played by Misha Collins. He hasn't got a big range as an actor, but he does bring it to the table when he needs to. And I can never quite figure out with his version of Harvey Dent if he's actually a DA or is he a police officer, because you can't quite distinguish when he's sat down questioning suspects that he acts more like a police officer than he does a lawyer. But anyway, he walks up to this dead body on the street. He turns over. He's disgusted. Why? Because it's Batman. Bruce Wayne is found out to be Batman. Now, why this scene doesn't make any sense, because if this were Halloween and they found this dead white guy on the street, you might just put it down to the fact that this guy likes Batman. But apparently his cowl, not Simon Cowell, is so distinctive, immediately we knew he was Batman. How would you know? Well, where's the forensics behind that? Let's see the metadata, folks. So that is just awful from the start. And again, I just have to talk about the Joker's daughter. Yes, our favorite Prince Clown of Crime had a daughter. Now, I think the Joker himself, because I'm a big fan of that character, I don't think he was ever interested in sex with women. He just liked to toy with them to gain their affections. And maybe he got tricked into producing a baby with Harley Quinn. I think we're meant to believe she's the love child of Ms. Quinn. And this child is annoying. I mean, she weighs about 7 pounds, but in one scene, she's able to take down 2 burly police officers with just a few tricky bits of bad, janky editing, and she is wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I just could not stop gushing at the awesome martial arts that I saw in front of me. The fight scenes were so superfluous, it makes John Wick look like a beginner's guide how to do action movies. And speaking of John Wick, I'm watching the 4th chapter in a great film series next week, and I'll bring you my review then. But now back to the main event, which of course is Gotham Knights. Now, the thing is, I've got to stop it right here, because I think he was back in the early part of the North, so there was talk about doing a Gotham High series. I think it was going to be animated, and it'd be Batman going to school, and you see Killer Croc, you see the Joker, all teenage versions of those characters. And I think that might have been interesting, but it didn't go anywhere. You know, this episode of Gotham Knights is so terrible, I'm almost tempted to contact Brendan Fraser's agent and see if he can wrangle a way that I can get a pirated copy of Batgirl starring Leslie Grace. I mean, he's gotten to that stage where if I don't get stage 4 cancer, this show is going to absolutely bury me in the ground. And they even use an edgy song by The Kills, which I heard a few years ago in an episode of Person of Interest with Jim Caviezel. But now, apparently, if you recycle that track in the show for angsty wanksy teens, it's going to make it so much more cutting edge when really it ain't. So you have that bad piece of writing. And of course, who are we introduced to much later on? We don't have Alfred. No, it's Cressida. Not Cressida Dick, because every time I hear that name now, I just keep thinking about her for some odd reason.
Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day! Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day!
She's like, I don't know what to think of her. She's, the actress who plays her is fine, but you know, this is what we're getting now in a Batverse. And you see these mysterious coins popping up with an owl on the back. I wonder who that could be. Ooh, well don't worry, by the end of the episode, the Joker's daughter establishes it's the Court of Owls. Whoop-de-doo. Oh yeah, another crazy part of this episode. Like the Joker's daughter and her 2 cohorts, a brother and sister, break into Wayne Tower, unlock this safe. I mean, again, how do they know how to pick a lock? Are we talking about the internet? Illicit black market deals? Who knows? But when the safe door opens, it's a 38 snub-nose revolver. I think it is. Oh, it's a 38 revolver if you want to be on the safe side of caution. And they've established that the gun has been recently used. How would they know that? What sort of training or gun expertise do they have? And of course, in comes the police, that fight scene ensues. You know what happens because I've already just told you that a few moments ago. And then we come to one of the most absurd plot lines in this episode, which is Bruce Wayne, his own son, Turner Hayes, is the #1 suspect of his father's murder. And no sooner does this secret bit of information is disclosed to the audience, apparently the Gotham press have already found that as well. It is such a strange transition because that doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden now, Harvey Dent is coming out of Gotham City halls of justice, whatever, and he is swamped by the media who are asking him these ridiculous questions, and it's never established how the press may have found out. It is such shoddy, lazy writing. And by the way, folks, I haven't got to the best bit yet. It's Robin, played by Navia Robinson. And when we see her, she's got the glasses, she's all geeky, like she's trying to get Turner to remember who she is, and he's like, he doesn't know who she is. And later on, we do get one of the most telegraphed and most god-awful choreographed fight scenes ever, setting up the toxic white men for a beating by, you got it, Black Robin. Honestly, the setup for this scene where all the white policemen in Gotham are going to be taking a beating from diverse Robin of Wonder. You got it. All the white friends, well, they're not even friends at this stage, but all the white do-gooders, Turner Hayes and Stephanie and the Joker's daughter and the brother and sister, they're all standing there in amazement and wonderment, which this show has nothing of, by the way. Like, oh my gosh, diverse Robin is beating up these big bad white men. We have to find out who she is. And yeah, we do. And it's just one of the most anticlimactic moments I have seen for a long time.
I'm Robin.
Who? And of course, much later on, we're by Bruce Wayne's graveside, and Turner and little Robin are having this talk, and she does come out with some very strange things about how she knew that Bruce Wayne was Batman, because when you're working with the world's greatest detective, you pick up a few things. But then, why did it take her long to establish that Bruce might actually be Batman? The same Batman we see at the beginning of the episode, sprawled on the floor, dead. And the automatic conclusion is, oh, that was Batman, because it could have been any person wearing the cowl who could have been Batman. Of course, now Carrie Kelly turns to Taylor and says, well, he called me his little Robin. And did you show him your breasts while you were at it?
Called me his little Robin.
Heresy!
I don't know the purpose or the point, but I know evil when I taste it. This is your work.
Honestly, this show is miles deep in absolute feces, crud, you name it. I cannot see this going beyond season 1. I mean, look, the IMDb rating for the first episode alone, 4.9 out of 10. What does that tell you, folks? Well, it'll tell me what to tell you, which is don't watch this show. It is so bad, it is bad. I'd rather watch Tommy Wiseau in The Room again than sit through this diatribe. I might go through next week's episode just to see how much more worse it can't get. And on that one, folks, if I were you, and if you were me, you better come back for the next video.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed with Jason King.